What's up, guys? This is your friendly neighborhood extreme Spidey guy here, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review on 1982's Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper. So, how was this movie made? Well, as Spielberg was contractually unable to direct another film while he made E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Hooper was selected based on his work The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Funhouse. Spielberg conceived Poltergeist as a horror sequel to his to his 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Night Skies. However, Hooper was less interested in the sci-fi elements and suggested that they collaborated on a ghost story. Accounts differ as to the level of Spielberg's involvement, but it is clear that he was frequently on set during filming and exerted significant creative control. For that reason, some have expressed the view that Spielberg could consider the film's co-director or even main director, though both Spielberg and Hooper have disputed this. Released by MGM through MGM UA Entertainment Co. on June 4th, 1982. Poltergeist was a major critical and commercial success, becoming the eighth highest-grossing film of 1982 in the years since its release. The film has been recognized as a horror classic. It was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, named by the Chicago Film Critics Association as the 20th scariest film ever made, and the scene of the clown doll attack was ranked as the 80th number on Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments. Poltergeist also appeared at number 84 at the American Film Institute's 100 Years, 100 Thrills, a list of America's most heart-pounding movies. The film followed by Poltergeist to the Other Side, and the third film from 1988, and a poorly received 2015 remake. So, what's the story for this movie? Strange and creepy happenings on the B set and an average California family. The Feelings, Steve, played by Craig T. Nelson, Diane, played by JoBeth Williams, and teenage Dana, played by Dominique Dune, 8-year-old Robbie, played by Oliver Robbins, and a 5-year-old Carol Ann, played by Heather O'Rourke. When ghosts commune with them through television sets, initial friendly and playful, the spirits turn unexpectedly menacing, and when Carol Ann goes missing, Steve and Diane turn to a parapsychologist and eventually an exorcist for help. So, what are my thoughts on this movie? This movie would have to be one of the best horror films I've seen, and probably one of the best movies I have seen in my life. Craig T. Nelson definitely nailed the performance as Steve Freeling, and Steve would have to be my second favorite performance from Craig T. Nelson, behind Mr. Incredible in the Incredibles movies. JoBeth Williams definitely nailed the performance as Diane Freeling. Beatrice Straight definitely nailed the performance as Dr. Martha Lesh. Dominique Dune definitely nailed the performance as Dana Freeling. Oliver Robbins definitely nailed the performance as Robbie Freeling. Heather O'Rourke definitely nailed the performance as Carol Ann Freeling. Michael McManus definitely nailed the performance as Ben Toothill. Sorry about that. Virginia Kaiser definitely nailed the performance as Mrs. Toothill. Martin Casella definitely nailed the performance as Dr. Martin Casey. Richard Lawson definitely nailed the performance as Dr. Ryan Mitchell. Zelda Rubinson definitely nailed the performance as Tagina Barons. James Karen definitely nailed the performance as Mr. Louis Teague. Dirk Blocker definitely nailed the performance as Jeff Shaw. And Lou Perry definitely nailed the performance as Pugsy. Excuse me. The music by the late Jerry Goldsmith is definitely awesome, is definitely phenomenal in this movie. The cinematography is phenomenal in this movie. The acting is phenomenal in this movie, and the music and the Easter eggs are definitely phenomenal in this movie, such as Star Wars, Captain America, Alien, Peanuts, and Sesame Street. Sorry about that, I just got a runny nose. So the film starts when Steve and Diane Feeling live in the planned community of Costa Verde, California. Steve is a very successful real estate agent, and Diane looks after their three children, 16-year-old Dana, 8-year-old Robbie, and 5-year-old Carol Ann. Late one night, Carol Ann explicitly converses with the family's television set while it displays most broadcast static. Sorry about that. Just got a runny nose. The next night, she feels again it fixates on the television, and a ghostly white hand emerges from the screen, followed by a violent earthquake. As the family is shaken awake by the quake, Carol Ann eerily declares they're here. The following day is filled with bizarre events. A glass of milk spontaneously breaks, silverware bends, and furniture moves on its own. These phenomena initially seem begin, but soon grow more sinister. During a severe thunderstorm, the gnarled backyard tree seemingly comes alive. A large climb, a large limb crashes through the children's bedroom window, grabs Robbie, pulls him outside into the pouring rain, and attempts to devour him. While the family rushes outside to rescue Robbie, Carol Ann is pulled into a portal inside the closet. After saving Robbie from the tree, which got sucked into a tornado, the family initially searched for Carol Ann, only for her voice to call out from the television. Parapsychologist Martha Lesh arrives with the team members Ryan and Marty to investigate. They determine there is a poltergeist intrusion involving multiple ghosts. Meanwhile, Steve learns from his boss that the Cuesta Verde development was built on a former cemetery and the graves were moved to a nearby location. Dana and Robbie are sent away for safety, while Dr. Lesh calls in Tangina Barons, a spiritual medium. Tangina determines the spirits are lingering in a different sphere or concautious and are not at rest. They are attracted to Carol Ann's life force. Tangina also detects a dark presence she calls the Beast, who is restraining Carol Ann, and manipulating her life force in order to prevent the other spirits from crossing over. The entrance to the other dimension is in the children's bedroom closet and exits through the living room ceiling. Diane, secured by a rope, passes through the portal, guided by another rope previously threaded through both portals. Diane retrieves Carol Ann. Sorry, I just got a runny nose. They drop through the ceiling, living to the living room floor covered in ectoplasm. As they recover from the ordeal, Tangina proclaims the house is clean. Shortly after Freeling, the Freeling family have finished packing to move out of the house before the family is to leave. Stephen goes to his office while Dana is on a date, leaving Diane at home with Robbie and Carol Ann. The Beast ambushes Diane and the other children, aiming for a second kidnapping attempt. The unseen forces drives Diane to the backyard in the pouring rain, where she stumbles into flooding swimming pool evacuation. Skeletal corpses and coffins float up around her in the muddy hole. Diane crawls out and rushes back into the house. She rescues children and they escape to the outside as more coffins and bodies erupt to the ground. Stephen, accompanied by his boss Louis Teague, arrives home to the mayhem and realizes that only gravestones were relocated. The development was built over abandoned bodies. The Freeling jump into the car and collect Dana just as she returns home. They flee Cuesta Verde as the house implodes into the portal while Teague and stunned neighbors look on. The family checks into their room at a motel where Stephen promptly rips out the TV and shoves it outside. The visual effects are definitely phenomenal in this movie, and the climax is definitely phenomenal, and it is definitely scary for like a kid, just to let you know. Now, are there any bad qualities I have with this movie? Absolutely not, and here's how I'm gonna rate it. I am going to give the Poltergeist a full solid 10 out of. So tell me your thoughts on the Poltergeist. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's okay? Excuse me. Do you think it's overrated? Just let me know. And until next time, I'll see you all later.